Alright, welcome everybody, New Joker 6 here. Now today we're going to talk about the Oberon Rework. Now, did he get buffed? Did he get debuffed? Did he get nerfed? Or is it more balanced? Is he better? Let's talk about this. All the things we're going to talk about. One moment here. I'm going to actually just turn this up a little bit. Okay, so first up, let's just take a look at his base stats here. So smite has an initial damage of 500, same as it did before. 6 orbs, same as it did before. 150, just like it did before. So up to now, it does the exact same damage. Only now, it also does 35% of the enemy's total health, which is spread out into those 6 orbs. So it has that base damage that is affected by power strength mods on top of the 35%. And that 35% is static, so you cannot increase that at all. Now, the thing with that... Here's the thing. I've been seeing a lot of things, and people have been complaining about smite, and that saying it's gotten worse, and it's crap, it can't do anything, and I'm going to make a completely another video that's going to be talk about how so many people are putting out misinformation, at least the ones that are complaining about Oberon. In my opinion, it's because they do not know how to use Oberon. Now, we're just going to take the Butcher, level 100. Okay. Now, Smite. This is what people are doing. They're going like this, and like, oh, well, it doesn't do much. And like, oh, it doesn't scale. It doesn't really do anything. It don't scale. That's actually a little louder than what I wanted. Okay, but the point is, what they're doing is they're trying to use Smite to kill. Smite is not an ability to kill. Smite is an ability to cause radiation. And now with that new the new damage to 35%, people are using it incorrectly. What you want to do is you want to use it on a higher, or an enemy with more health, and not on something like a Butcher. So watch this. When we use it on the Heavy Gunner, you'll see a difference. I'm actually gonna just keep myself alive. Boom. Heavy Gunner destroyed. I use it on the Heavy Gunner. The Butcher is destroyed, and the Heavy Gunner is irradiated. All because of the Smite. So I took out one enemy. Well, if we had multiple enemies, it could be multiple enemies, but at least one. And for that, you know, I think I'm going to go ahead and just spawn another Butcher. We'll just go to the Butchers here. Let's add 4 Butchers and a Heavy Gunner. Let's see how well the Smite does now. Oh, I accidentally got that Butcher with it. Boom. We got the Heavy Gunner. They're all radiated. They've all lost a substantial amount of health. And the Heavy Gunner's turned on them. So in an advanced setting like this, it's severely weakened all of them. And irradiated them. And the ones that didn't irradiate is busy fighting the ones that were irradiated. And of course you can just, boom, hit that another 1 or 2 times. And he's going to finish that Butcher off. At least he should. Oh, he's not irradiated anymore. But you can see the point of that. But what I found out is there actually is another use for smite that I haven't seen anybody talk about. And what I am referring to is nullifiers. Actually, just one, yeah. Whatever we'll go with 4. Well, no, we'll go with the 1. I'm sure he'll run all the way out of the bubble to come after me. Let's see. You'll see here, smite has another use. Once you get up to high enough enemies to where you're not doing as much as you would like. Watch this. The only issue is it is random. I just want to give myself my armor and all that. Really wish he would come on this side. And there you go. See, it shrinks the nullifier bubbles. And he is not working as close as I would like. Ugh, he's too far away because it is a little bit of an issue because you got that little bit of RNG in there. But if you get someone that's right beside the nullifier bubble, it'll completely shrink it down. I'll try to do it with the heavy gunner. I did have better luck with that earlier. Oh, of course, he's radiated, so he's going to try and kill him. And they're going to completely split up. Wait, did he die? He didn't die, did he? Really? I'll give it one more try and then I'll just move on. But you can see the premise of it. It is a little RNG, and they do have to be pretty close to the bubble. I'll try and get him as soon as he gets over here. There you go. So you get them when they're right outside the bubble, right beside the bubble, and it just completely shreds that bubble like nothing. See, because you can't do anything with that, and I'm pretty sure you can't target, yeah, you can't target the thing on top. So if you actually hit an enemy that's right by the bubble, you can completely shred it in an instant. Which is, takes smite from being a damaging ability. It goes from damaging to a small bit of crowd control to taking out nullifiers as you progress higher and higher through the levels. Let's go ahead and take a look at his next ability. Hallowed Ground. Now, Hallowed Ground, do keep in mind, it is getting a visual rework. So, it is not going to look like this. This is just like a placeholder for the visual. It used to be a rectangular carpet looking thing, but now it is more of a semicircle. So the ability radius by default is 15 meters, angle 180 degrees, damage of 100, and I believe that's per second, a duration of 20 seconds, and a 15% status chance. Now, what's nice about this is you can actually combo that with Renewal and Reckoning, which we'll get to here. Actually, we'll get to it now. Because there's nothing really for me to show you for Hallowed Ground. It's just... There you go. And that's all it really looks like. Just this little wavy kind of effect. And it's based on your energy color. So moving on, we got Renewal, which actually gives you armor if you cast Renewal for you or any allies that are standing on the Hallowed Ground. So it's got that synergy between it. So, and that is a flat number that the armor is gonna give you. It's not a percentage. and that starts at a base of 200. If you increase your duration mods, you're going to be able to slow down the percentage for bleed out for allies, which is nice. And there's the buff duration because renewal is now a heal, but it's toggle now. So what that buff duration is for is if you toggle it off, allies are still going to have things like the armor. They're still going to have the armor for that buff duration once you turn off the renewal. Energy per second and energy per target. That is going to tell you how much energy you're going to be using per, I guess, player or NPC that you're healing, because you can heal defense targets in a sortie, so you have the actual character, and rescue targets, as well as, of course, yourself and the other 4 players. But in addition to, you got your companions, so your Kubro, Kavat, Helmet Charger, and your Sentinels. What else does it cure? It heals necrosis. That just sounds weird. Necros, Shadow of the Dead. So you can heal them as well. And I heard you can heal like Nidus's maggots. I haven't tried that, but if so, then that is going to be huge on energy consumption. If you got like a Nidus and a Necro on the same team with you, in addition to everybody having companions. That is going to hurt your energy quite a bit, because Necros can summon what? Close to 12? So that is huge. And if you're an Oberon in that situation, I'm so sorry for you. Health over time starts at a base of 40. That is how much they're going to be healing per second while renewal is activated. And the initial heal is how much they're going to heal instantly as soon as it's activated. And then duration of range, that's self-explanatory, but I'll go ahead and show you that now. So renewal is now a wave, and you can see it ticking away since it is now toggled. And you see right beside my shield, you see 66, because with my mods I heal 66 per second. And you can just turn it off. So, it is no longer these little glowy fairy balls flying out seeking people across the map, but so people try to tell you guys that that is a nerf. It is not a nerf. What you do is you get your allies right here in the beginning. You maybe drop 1 or 2 energy, just so you have a good amount to get you started at the beginning of the mission. Pop renewal, and there you go. You should have no problem keeping up your energy for the rest of the mission. I was playing all day yesterday. I had no issue keeping them up. I did lower levels, 20 to 40s, and I did all the way up to sortie levels. I had no issue staying alive. No issues running out of energy. My allies were perfectly fine, perfectly healed. And when they weren't, on my build I have Phoenix Renewal, so if that wasn't enough and they become too over-attacked, overburdened with enemies, then that Phoenix Renewal would kick in and give them that extra save. So, as I was saying with the armor, you cast Hallowed Ground, and then your Renewal, and then you see Iron Renewal, which is up there. I got my new Renewal for 66 health per second, and Iron Renewal, it just popped up, as 330 armor is what I get with mine. And that armor is going to stay there until Renewal gets toggled off. And once you toggle that off, that's when the buff duration is going to kick in, which for me is about 6-7 seconds, something like that. I didn't catch it at the very start. So that does give you a little bit of leeway there. So basically, you're going to start your mission, and you're going to be like, boom, boom. You're going to hold that for a second, depending on what your size of the energy packs, of course. These are mediums, so you're going to go like that. You're going to get like 200 out of that. And you're like, okay, team, stand right in front of me real quick. I'm going to buff you up. Boom. Boom. Now the whole team and everyone has armor. They got healing, and then off you can go on to your mission. And you'll be perfectly fine. And I will show you my build at the end of this. And our final ability is Reckoning. Now, that has the blind duration, which I believe will open up those enemies to finishers. So then we got the blind range. And these are, of course, the ones that aren't hit by Reckoning. The armor, I do want to make a note, the armor reduction is a percentage, yes, but it's a percentage of the armor you have left. So if you have corrosive rejection that's 30% removed, they then have 70%. And this base damage here of 30%, that'll be 30% of that 70%. If that makes any sense to you guys. So it won't be another 30%, so it won't like drop it down to 40% from its original total. It would be 30% of that 70. So what's 30% of 70? I don't think I'm going to figure that. It's actually not a whole lot. I mean, I think you go down to like 50, around 50% or something of where it originally started if you had corrosive projection activated at the same time. Now you can reach 100%, but you do have to use, I think, like 5. I think you need like blind rage, intensify, transient fortitude, intensify, blind rage, transient fortitude, power drift, and energy conversion. I believe you need all 5 of those in order to get 100% armor stripping. It does a base damage, of course, 1250, and it does extra damage if the target is radiated. So that means if they're affected from smite or hallowed ground, they will take extra damage, which has a base of 625. Health orb drop chance is still 50%, and then the power range. So we'll go ahead and yeah, I guess we can use this. So we're gonna get rid of that. So we're gonna go ahead and just spawn in 1 corrupted heavy gunner here, level 100. And let's just go ahead and jump in there. I'm gonna, of course, give myself my survivability, my armor, my health regen. Let's just take a look. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I took 9 shots there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in Hallowed Ground. Actually, I could just smite him, since it doesn't really do a whole lot. Either way, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna strip his armor away. Let's go with this. Once he gets up, 1, 2, 3. I don't know why he floated there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, that was awkward. Is it radiated, or is it when they're on hallowed ground? Maybe it's just when they're on hallowed ground. That's usually when I use it. I usually don't use smite just to use that. But maybe that's what it is. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So even with that, that's 8. That could have just been 7. That could have just been 7 shots. So I did save a couple shots on that. So I think it is just on hallowed ground, and I don't think smite matters when it comes to that. Unfortunately. But I'll go ahead and I'll show you my build. If all you want is numbers, you got your numbers. You got all your base information there. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to bring the build up on screen. I'm going to show you the build. And then I'm just going to spawn a bunch of enemies in here. and I'm gonna take a run through, and we'll see what happens. And I believe that's all the enemies. And as you see, I still have plenty of energy. I still have just about 300 energy here, while being able to take all that. Now, I did get... I will admit, I did get a little panicky when they were all getting inside of that nullifier, and they weren't really coming out of it. But I was lucky enough that when I came around here, I did get 2 enemies that were close enough that I could use to pop that nullifier and get in and take care of them. And then after I took them out, you saw I had to quickly get myself out of there so I can re-give myself my renewal and my defense, because I was not quick enough on getting that nullifier, and his bubble did start coming back, unfortunately. I can actually turn that off. But you saw I was doing still just doing fine on energy there. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. You let me know what you think of Oberon, and I will be addressing any of these Oberon's gotten worse, and this ability is complete crap now, this is trash, and blah 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 now. After this rework has happened, so I'm just going to address some of the stuff that makes absolutely no sense in the next video. Because it's really just for misinformed people, just like with what I showed you there with Smite in the beginning. Got 3 ways that it escalates. Smite is not a killing ability. and energy is not a problem. So take care, have yourselves a good one, leave a comment down below, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to make sure you get notification when we release new videos every week, Wednesdays and Fridays. I don't know if I'm going to change that schedule up and add in more days, but Wednesday and Fridays is going to be the common thing that I'm going to be doing, at least. So, take care, have yourselves a good one, happy modding, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!